believe that life is fair, compare yourself to those who are highly successful. People with wealth, fame, respect, and everything you can imagine. Look at their lifestyles compared to yours. The education, the families they were born into, the countries they live in, the opportunities they had, and the mindset they developed. Does any of it resemble your own? You will probably notice some differences, maybe even significant ones. And that realization might take you feel bad about yourself or your life. The truth is, yes, life is unfair. Life is deeply unfair. If you have ever read self-help books or been part of productivity community, there's one thing that often gets overemphasized: the hustle culture that glorifies hard work. If you have already read a few books in this space, you will notice they all share a common message: work harder. Work harder and harder until you succeed. There's no time to rest, just relentless dedication, motivation, and discipline. But in reality, success isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter and understanding the system. What if you're working incredibly hard but in the wrong direction? What if you don't even know what you're working towards or how to navigate the system? No matter how much effort you put in, it could all amount to nothing. Instead of blindly glorifying hard work, we should focus on stacking the odds in our favor and recognize that effort alone isn't the only path to success. Before we dive deeper, I want you to pause this video and check out the book Unfair Advantages. And about this book, I have already talked in my previous video. If you haven't checked out, you will find the link in the description or in the I button. This video contains a lot of insights from that book and I can't cover everything here, but I will put the link in the description so you can get a copy. When it comes to financial success and wealth, there are two dominant beliefs. Some people believe that the rich deserve their success because they work harder for it. This belief is called meritocracy. On the other end of spectrum, there's fatalism, the idea that rich people became wealthy purely because of luck, opportunities, timing, talent, or circumstances beyond their control. It's easy to think, I didn't come from a wealthy family, I didn't have the access to a great education, I didn't get the same chances they did. That's why I'm not as successful as them. But instead of comparing ourselves to others and feeling defeated, we should focus on identifying our own unfair advantages. It means that your unique strengths that sets us apart. Before discussing the main unfair advantages, let's first define what they are. The key thing to understand is that everyone has their unfair advantages. It's impossible not to have it. Your unfair advantages can be anything. It might be where you were born, the way you were raised, the money you had the access to, or even something negative like growing up in poverty or an undeveloped country. You might be thinking, how can not having money or good education be an advantage? But they definitely can be, and I will explain why. Your unfair advantages are unique to you and cannot be easily copied. Sure, you can improve some of them, but you can't simply take someone else's advantages and make them your own. And here's something important. Unfair advantages are the double-edged sword. If you know how to use them, they can be life-changing. But if you don't know, even something positive can end up holding you back. Everything in life, even the simplest thing, can be an unfair advantage. For example, I have been building a website for my upcoming products, membership and online consultation using Wix. And honestly, Wix is my unfair advantage where it comes to creating an aesthetic website because it's incredibly easy to use and even for someone like me who does not know much about design. So this can be my unfair advantage. Now let's talk about the main types of unfair advantages. In Unfair Advantage book, the author breaks them down into 5 categories using the Miles framework. First is money. Having money obviously a major unfair advantage. When you have money, it's easier to make more money. But even the ability to earn money is an unfair advantage. For example, when I started this channel, I spent around 5,000 to 10,000 on my initial setup. I made that money from a part-time job that I had earlier. Since I was working 5 days a week for 2-3 hours a day, it wasn't difficult to save up that amount during my summer break. So I thought, why not to invest that money into my YouTube channel? So if you live in a developed city, you can easily find a part-time job and make 200 to 300 rupees per day. And if you're in a smaller city, you might easily can earn 100 to 200 rupees per day for doing a part-time job. If you're watching this and you live in a developed city, realize that even if you don't have money right now, you can work part-time and make money. That alone thing is a massive unfair advantage. But if you are from an underdeveloped area, the best thing you can do is start a business or find ways to make money that don't require much investment. For instance, you can learn valuable online skills, and there are countless free resources even on YouTube as well. You could even learn video editing and start freelancing. So, if you live in a country with a strong currency, even small freelancing earning can be valuable where you are. Another option is raising funds. If you believe that your business ideas can thrive, then others might too. You can get crowdfunding and get people to support your venture. However, the best skill you can develop is learning marketing and sales. Everything today you need to know is available online for free. You could also learn coding, start building websites, and monetize that skill. So let's talk about the intelligence and insight. Many people assume intelligence is just about IQ or book smarts. But intelligence comes in many forms. Social intelligence, emotional intelligence, and creative intelligence that are just as valuable. Now, what are book smarts? For example, if you perform well in school, you can easily absorb and retain information and excel academically, then you are likely a book smart. However, today, as we know that excelling in school doesn't guarantee success in later life. You also need the emotional intelligence. And this involves understanding people, knowing how to ask the right questions, reading intentions, and build strong relationships. I strongly believe that strong communication skills play a major role in starting a business or in any kind of area of life, but is specifically crucial in business. Now to the creative intelligence. Most of people think that creativity is just about the art, but creativity isn't just about art. It's about connecting seemingly unrelated ideas and creating something new. For example, Steve Jobs combined his knowledge of calligraphy with technology to create Apple's beautiful aesthetic. If Apple products weren't so visually appealing, they probably wouldn't be as popular as today. So if you lack certain unfair advantages, the best solution is to partner with people who have what you don't have. That way, you can easily complement each other's strengths and fill the gaps. Now let's talk about the third part of the miles, that is location and luck. There's a popular saying that location is your destiny, and there's also truth to it. Yes, we are definitely influenced by environment. It's already said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The people around you shape your mindset, opportunities, and even success. Luck also plays a major role in success. But I understand that luck is not in our control. Famous psychologist Dr. Richard Wiseman suggests that luck is largely a mindset. If you believe you are lucky, you will start noticing more opportunities and attract better outcomes. I connected with some people I never would even imagine. I built relationships, made friends, and got in touch with my heroes. Yes, there was something luck involved, but it only happened because I took action. Next, talk about the education and expertise. Education isn't just about degrees, it's about what you know and how you use it. I know that some people attend elite universities, which gives them an edge and connections and credibility. But you have to also believe that today you can learn anything, literally anything online for free. And that's a major unfair advantage. If you invest in your self-education through books, online courses, or mentorship, that can easily become your unfair advantage. So this leads to our last point, that is status. Your status, whether it's social, professional, or personal, can open so many doors. Even appearance can be an unfair advantage. For example, I used to be 5 kg heavier in the middle school. The way people treated me back then versus now, completely different. People judge others based on the first impressions. If you meet conventional beauty standards, people may take you seriously. It's not fair, I know, but it's the reality. So my final thoughts on this. If you don't have certain unfair advantage, find ways to compensate for them. Learn new skills, build connections, and take action. So what unfair advantage do you have? Comment down and let me know, and I would love to hear that. Thanks for watching this video till the very end. I hope you like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will meet you in the next video. Bye.